Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, my kitty on my lap. She decided she wanted pets just as I turned on my webcam, so now I've got the occasional kitty ears and kitty tail wandering around. But she's on my lap, and it's a good thing. She's a good kitty. Thumbs up. Anyway, good morning, and welcome to this brand new day. It's Monday. There's things I have to do, always. There's things that I need to get done. Hopefully we'll get some of them done. I still need to make some calls. I have to remember which calls I need to make. I need to do something this month, because this getting my plate fixed was, oh boy, that $125 just, that really was not good. There's all sorts of things I needed to buy this month. Like denture adhesive, little things like that now I can't. So it's not going to be a fun month. So I need to call up various places, various food things, find out what food. There's a food bank available that I know where that is, so, oh my God, the lag spiking is horrible. I can only hope that it's not going to show up on the recording, but that's just awful. But I took my shower this morning, and while I was doing that, I used my tongue to hold up my upper plate, to push it upward, because it doesn't fit so well, because I need to get it relined with a soft liner and all that, but that's $90 per plate. I don't have that until hopefully next month. So I was pushing my plate upward with my tongue to keep it in place. I hadn't worn them all night. I was sleeping. While you're lying on your side, your tissues have the fluids resettle, and so everything is different. You put in your new plate, you've got to squish the tissues, you've got to squish the fluid out of the tissues, you got to make them conform to your plate again. So I'm having to hold it upward. Now it's no longer nice and smooth through here, because it broke right down the front and then down the middle. And so he had to cement it and then grind that down, and so it's not smooth anymore. It's got this rough edge, and so my tongue is always going and playing with it, because that's what your tongue does. On top of that, he did some extra grinding, and so the teeth in the front, the little bits of the back sides, he ground out so that they didn't go whap, 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 whap against these. And so it feels different and wrong. But I was pushing upward on my plate with my tongue just a little bit while I was shaving, and it felt like a little bit of a nip, like there was a crack that opened and shut on the tip of my tongue. And it's like, oh no, it's only been a week since I've had it fixed. And even at that, I've only eaten things like yogurt and bananas. And I used to, hold my teeth together and stuff like that and do a little bit of pressure to push them up. Now I don't, because I'm terrified of that. And so I don't know if it was just because of the rough top, the ground out part. I hope it's not because of a crack. Past that though, my kitty is still here, and that's good. And they're working, and that's good. I'm eating soft stuff until I can get them relined with the soft liner, and even then, I'm not going to eat tough, hard stuff anymore. A week before they cracked, I'd been thinking I really need to take care of these things because they've got to last 22 years. And then the next thing I know, they're broken. So, yay. When I say 22 years, it's... I gotta eat, and I'm gonna hopefully be alive a fair amount of time. I gotta get at least 74 years. I'd like to get more than that, though. There's no one I can complain to if I don't. But, my stepdad, he's like almost 90, so hey, I can do it if I'm lucky. Luck of the genetic draw. So, here's hoping. Definitely a thumbs up. All my hamsters are sleeping right now. Even little Gojira, down in her little mason jar, she was running around like a little crazed beast. She and Thigmo are just so different in temperament. Thigmo is just so absolutely paranoid. If he's running on his wheel and I move, he will stop to make sure everything's okay. If I reach down into his cage, he will leave where he is to go to a safe area. He's a watch from a distance hamster, not a play with hamster. Gojira, she's right next to me. She just plain doesn't care. I'm moving, I'm doing stuff, I'm getting up, I'm cleaning, I'm leaning over her cage to reach over stuff. She just ignores me entirely. She just digs, runs on her wheel, and goes running around doing the stuff that she wants. And only if I reach down into her cage and make noise will she go, oh, hi. But that's, of course, if she's just busy. If she's going like, hey, 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 she'll run around the edge of her cage where I am trying to attract my attention. And if I reach my hand down in there, she just goes bloop into my hand. And then you've seen the way she just goes across my arm if she's on my arm. So she is a very adventurous hamster, and I like that sort of thing. I really, really, really wish, like a year and a half ago, 2 years back, I had this one really good hamster that was like the baby of another hamster I'd had, and she was awesome. But unfortunately, she was on the arm of my chair downstairs and was trying to lower herself down, and hamsters will try to lower themselves down off high things. They're burrowing creatures, they're land things, they don't think of heights. But they're built in such a way that if they fall, just straight down, if they lower themselves down head first, they're in line from nose to tail. And when they hit, spinal compression, and they die. Well, she was trying to lower herself off of her chair, and instead of being smart, I zoomed my hand toward her quickly, in predator shape. So she freaked out, threw herself off the chair, landed nose first on the ground, and it wasn't much long after that she died from constant pain. All of her voluntary muscles were completely paralyzed for a good 45 minutes. I was not even sure she was going to be able to move anymore. But then she did. But she moved slowly and shakily, and you could tell that everything just hurt. And after a week and some, because of the constant stress, her immune system bottomed out, she got wet tail and perished. And now my kitty is going down onto the floor because I'm not paying attention to her. Poor me. Oh well, though. I went sort of walkies last night. Not a great amount of walkies, a little bit. It was 8:30. Finally, I said, I'm going to go and walk up to Walmart. Now, when I kitty corner walk through town, one of the things I do is I walk past the local Safeway to get up to Olympic Highway North, where I can get up, climb the 200 feet of altitude to get up out of downtown Shelton, and then walk to Walmart. I hadn't even paid attention to the sky, which I normally do. It wasn't until I was getting close to Safeway and it started to rain that I realized, oh, the sky is filled with clouds, gray clouds, and now it's starting to rain. Oh, excuse me, I drank a soda just a bit ago. Now the gas is trying to escape explosively. So I dashed into Safeway as it was starting to rain, and then just walked around. Left, said, you know what, I'm just going to go home. I don't mind getting wet. I do mind being uncomfortable. I mean, after all the things I've been through in my alcoholism, getting wet is not an issue. Being uncomfortable is something I don't want to do. And being wet and soaked, just with my coat wet, it was my summer coat, so it's just, I said, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back home because it's raining. Hopefully I'm not going to get too soaked. Got all the way back home. It only rained just enough to make me say maybe I shouldn't go to Walmart, because as soon as I got back, it continued not raining anymore. So it was very frustrating. I didn't want to get soaked, so I made a decision, and it has turned out that the weather was just being weather. And Shelton. It used to be, when I lived in Bellingham, Washington, we lived right on, there's Washington State is a weird shape. It's got like, it would be a square, except the leftmost third of it is split and broken off like this. And so the water comes into the top and then all the way down, almost down to the Columbia River. It's a big split off peninsula. And I used to live up in Bellingham, which is right up there on the bay where the water comes in and then it goes down through the sound. Now I live down at the bottom of the sound. When it was up here, the water would, the clouds came in off the ocean, they would hit the mountains, rain out to get over the top of the mountains, and then finish raining out what was left on the city. So it rained a lot, but it didn't rain a lot. Shelton doesn't have the mountains in the way between us and the ocean. There are some mountains and hills, but not a ton, and so it rains a lot when it rains, which with the changing global climate means it doesn't rain as much as it used to anymore. Even in the it's been 12 years or something that I've lived now, since my wife is dead, but it's been about 12 years that I've lived in this area, and boy, it rains a lot more than it used to in Bellingham. Thumbs up for that. There is on the Olympic Peninsula of Washington State a big old rainforest, because there's literally like 4 different, what are they? I don't even know the real word for them. Climate zones, biomes. Biomes, of course, being a big word being used in games now, but like especially Minecraft with all its various biomes. But there's desert in Washington State, there's a rainforest in Washington State, we've got temperate zones, there's like 4 different major climate zones all within Washington State. It's like you don't find that in any other state of the Union, and that's kind of cool. I mean, it's just a place with a thing, so it's not really anything more special than that, but it's just kind of nice. And then, of course, if you go to Idaho, there's Washington State and then there's Idaho State. In Idaho State, and of course the eastern part of Washington, there's a big national park called Craters of the Moon, where it looks dead. It's just all these volcanic plains where there's these lava tubes. You can especially go underground. They have all sorts of tourist trap lava tubes. And the tourist trap lava tubes are really cool because it's a desert and it's blistering hot up above. And you got to be careful, rattlesnakes and stuff. But, well, at least it was. I don't know if the weather's changed enough that this doesn't work anymore. It shouldn't have changed because, little gnat, because I got my window open. But you go down into the lava tubes, and the water that's inside of there is frozen. It's ice. It's freezing inside of these things. The ground is so cold. There's just ice everywhere. You go from hot, blistering 110-degree weather to go inside of this cave mouth of a lava tube, and it's freezing with ice everywhere. Again, I don't know if this has changed. This is the way it used to be. So hopefully the weather and changing climate hasn't ruined the lava tube ice caves. But it's really weird. It's kind of cool. There's all sorts of fascinating stuff. I've even been to Yellowstone when I was a kid. I don't really remember much of it. I remember some small things. I mean, I was really young. It was back when my grandfather was alive, and my grandfather died when I was like in middle school, or possibly even younger. So it was a very, very long time ago. I did all my traveling when I was young. As soon as I got out of the Air Force at age 23, my traveling basically stopped. I mean, I've traveled in Washington State from the Canadian border all the way down here, almost down to the Oregon border. And I've, lived various places in this area in Washington State. But when I was younger in the Air Force, I traveled all over Europe. I've been to Paris, and I've been to, good golly, Miss Molly, I can't even remember every place anymore because it was so long ago and I was drinking. But I've made like 7 trips to London via bus. So I did all my traveling then. I sort of wish I had the ability to do stuff now, but right now, I'm at the point where I repair this and I'm trying not to lose the place where I live and trying to have food. So, no traveling for me, huh? Anyway, though, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Gonna go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. It is a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language, there we are, on the fingers of this hand, I've wept with my brain, my poor brain. And of course, if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good comment, bad comment, a different comment. The fact is, he left a comment. Thank you so very much. I call it my Chrome. There have been like 5,000 horrific lag spikes. So I can only hope that this is recording properly. But Ice Damon, good to see you are still alive. And AJ Mitchell, greatly appreciated. Jaden Kobner, thumbs up and thank you. Fran Rodriguez DN, thank you very much. Soviet, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kitscat, oh boy, I think my life is bad, and then I hope things get better for you very soon. And Denial, thank you very, very much. Charlotte Rothmeyer, greatly appreciated. And we have Colin Gamble, 1,200,163, greatly appreciated. Scott Battaglia, I sure hope I'm close, bet I'm nowhere close. Lewis Mitchell, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl, 29, thumbs up and thank you. Daniel Russell, greatly appreciated. 11 Pi 407, thumbs up and thank you very much. STL Aviation and Cynic Placebo, greatly appreciated. The Inheritor, thumbs up and thank you very much. Ben Shapiro, yeah. And Angela Edge, I mean, nice comment, greatly appreciated. Just this interesting username. And then we have Luan Henrique, I'm nowhere close, thank you very much. Declan Dorsey, greatly appreciated. Kazuna Henta.I, thank you very, very much. Adrian Bryan, greatly appreciated. Ill Will Gaming, thumbs up and thank you. And Batman, big fan. Once again, you know, I'm not like the president or, you know, his base. I have nothing against other people. I don't mind Muslims. Muslims are just people that believe something. You know what? Everybody believes something, you know? There's nothing wrong with Muslims. It's just like there's nothing wrong with Hindus. There's nothing wrong with Christians. As long as you don't go out and hurt people, there's not an issue. I have no problems with anybody who just doesn't want to hurt people. So yeah, don't worry about that. That's awesome. And hey, thank you all so much for getting me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Greatly appreciated. I am depressed. I need to get back on medication. It's this week I'm finally going to have another online therapy session since it was 4th of July for the U.S. Independence Day last week. Oy. So, thumbs up for that. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com. Did I say that right? GoFundMe campaign? Or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you can toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you down. Keep you down. Huh. Keep you entertained from now to the literal end of time. Definitely a thumbs up. Keep you down. Huh. First, I was thinking, gosh, that has sexual connotations to it. And then I was like, keep you down. That actually sounds more oppressive. So I'm not quite sure where my subconscious was trying to go with that, but hey, at least I'm not a dictator or communist murderer? I think I'm trying to say it's a good thing I'm not Stalin or something like that, or Pol Pot or anything like that. So, hey. Which I'll talk on another day about my thoughts of revolution and such, because there's always going to be somebody up against the wall in revolution. That's just the way it happens. It's like either you embrace it or you really embrace it. So, yay. Anyway, I got this video, got another video, and then another video. I'm trying to do things and stay busy and yet still get things done. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. You have the very best day you can have. I'm going to do the best day I can. Hopefully, I'm going to get my phone calls done. Take care.